Hey, what is good, lovely family? And welcome back to episode 121 of X2 Skips the Weekly Patch Notes. Y'all already know what it is. And I'm saying it's your boy, Tom Ziri. Hope y'all are doing good. Yeah, we bring you the gaming tidbits every single week. You know what it is, what's been going on in the gaming world. With me, I've got Maxwell. What's good, homie?
Nothing's good. Life is pain.
Remember to vote, everybody, wherever your country is. I don't know. With us as well, we also have Kid Kojo. What's good, homie?
The usual. What's up with you?
And the usual as well, I guess. But yeah, you know what it is, man. We out here every week, got y'all backs covered, making sure none of y'all live under a rock. We keep you up to date with everything that's been going on in the world around us. Well, digital world, but the real world too, you know. And then yeah, but before we get started, do we have any updates or admin from anybody, Max?
Not really, but have you guys seen the news on Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis, what happened to him?
Yeah, that he was some time back he was diagnosed with dementia.
Oh no, that I know. But like, did it take him?
Yeah.
Like, what on?
Yeah, so it's pretty much progress to the point he's now being put in a care home separate from his family. Shit is crazy. And we have niggas like what's his name? What the flip was that guy's name? Kojo, who his mother had dementia and then he made the whole fake charity and was stealing from people.
Gerard.
Yes, but what was his
Completionist.
That's the one. Yes, the name. Oh, I should be careful how I talk. You know they love to sue.
Oh wow, we're like a blip in the whole radar, bro.
True. But doesn't mean we are not immune to a cease and desist.
Yeah, I guess.
But yes.
Where?
Yeah, I just saw news on that, and then it also reminded me of somebody who we haven't heard anything about in quite a while now, and for all we know could be dead.
Somali?
Nah, Michael
Jordan
Schumacher.
Oh yeah, nah, true that, true. Nah, but I think F1 peeps would be all up on that shit, bro. Hey, them niggas uncover the smallest of things. Sometimes I still rely on like X and all these other things to tell me what's going on.
Hey, the family cut off the world from information on him years ago.
Yeah, true.
Like, I understand they deserve their privacy and all of that stuff, but the man left a legacy behind, impacted a lot of lives. I also feel the public has a right to be given certain updates. We don't need the blow for blow, and you can keep your privacy, but you can at least update the public to say, hey, unfortunately things are not going as well, or hey, things are improving. You don't need to tell us the exact details, but at least let us know if we should have hope or, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
I think that's the bare minimum.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like whenever people say they want to keep stuff private.
The privacy stuff is just, if you're a public figure, it's privacy until a certain point, because like it really feels like a one-way street of, oh, when we can profit from you, cool, we are so happy to share, but the minute now it's not to our benefit or advantage, now we don't want to share information. So that's why I'm like, okay, there needs to be a level to this stuff of, you can't just take. So at least give us tidbits of information, because again, there are certain people out there with vested interest, like people who are inspired by that individual, people who actually genuinely care about that individual, things like that. Like, look, when Michael Jackson dead now, how many people still say R.I.P. or man, I miss that guy, things like that. So you do have people who have vested interests who altruistically want the best for that person, and at the very least, you don't need to give excruciating details about what's going on, but you can give small updates of you just to let the fan base know.
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see how the future holds. Kojo, you got any updates?
Yeah.
Nope.
Only update I have is Lady of the Scales and Genesis Raz on Epic 7 are now out. As of this recording, it came out today. So yeah, happy days. And good luck to y'all who are gonna farm your asses off trying to get those characters. Well, General Raz is for free, so I mean, just finish the story and you should be fine. Lady of the Scales, yeah, she's hopefully you guys have been saving up your ML tokens. If you haven't, that's okay. Your Moonlight tokens. Anyways, jumping right into it, starting with the gaming news. Max, what's been going on, bro?
Oh, frankly, nothing much of note. Most of the things that have come to my radar are largely the rumor mill, and I only entertain rumor when either A, it's imminent, or B, I feel it's a very interesting rumor. Right now, the rumors are just PS6 related and handheld related, which we've gone over in the past before, so it's not worth tackling over. So on that basis, I generally don't have anything of note to talk about. How about you guys?
Gaming news also pretty much don't. I only have like content creator stuff. You got anything, Kojo?
Nope.
Hectic. Okay, well, yeah, there we go. Shit. Quickest gaming news we've ever had. Moving on to the gaming corner. Any releases that we know of, Kojo?
A few. Let me just go over the notable ones. So first off is Gears of War Reloaded. It's coming to Xbox, PC, and PS5. So that's the big one. Big news. It's obviously a third-person shooter. Gears of War, Gears of War is a remaster released on August 26th, 2025. Currently sitting at a 79 on Metacritic. Then we have Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the remake of the 2004 game, I believe. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. PC, PS5, Xbox Series. It's an action-adventure stealth game, Metal Gear Solid. August 28th, 2025, currently sitting at a 85 on Metacritic. And then we have Shinobi Art of Vengeance, PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. Shinobi is back. Platformer game, August 29th, 2025, currently sitting at an 87 on Metacritic. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. What about you guys?
Nah. I don't know. I'm too broke to know what comes out when it comes out. Max, you got anything?
Nah, nothing of note. Just people talking about ports, of how bad certain ports are. Some people complaining about the Gears ports on PlayStation. Some people complaining about the Metal Gear Solid Delta. Some people complaining about Black Myth Wukong. Shit like that. So nah, not really.
What's wrong with Black Myth Wukong now?
On the Xbox, they say it's not very great. But people will stay complaining about ports. I've seen complaints on the PlayStation. I've seen complaints on the Xbox. I've seen complaints on the Switch. It really just comes down to the company. some companies do ports well on certain consoles, others not so great on certain consoles.
Yeah. Do your research, peeps. That's all I can say.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, if it's going to be multi-platform, just see which one has the best ported version and then buy that one.
I agree. Well, I can't fully agree. I mean, I'm but I take that suggestion. Yes. Or not. Cool beans. Well, I mean, it takes us to the halfway section already. Shoot, flying through this. Goddamn. Hell fast. If you guys haven't already, please shoot us a like and subscribe. It goes a long way, as they say. Moving on to the content creator side, just a bit of an update then from last week's episode with the Kick streamer. Well, his friends were streamers. He was part of. You know what? I'm gonna say he was part of. He was a Kick streamer too. God damn it. Okay, this is Pormanove, aka Raphael Graven. So if you guys don't already know what happened in the previous episode, yeah, he passed whilst live streaming on Kick, undergoing torture, as they say, from his two friends. He was run through it, forced ingestion of substances, sleep deprivation, physical abuse, insults left, right, and center, coercion. The list goes on. Okay, so now updates to all of that. First of all, the French government are pissed. And they're going to start taking action against this by getting the whole entire thing investigated, which we did kind of mention last week as well. But things seem to be hiking up, which is nice. A lot of people also reporting to the Daily Mail, you know, saying things along the lines of people are talking nonsense and you shouldn't listen to what they say. Some people actually coming to defense of these oaks, which just to me doesn't make sense. Okay. So 9 days later, after the whole passing and everything, small funeral service was held with those two friends in question, or not two friends, two assholes in question, Naruto and Safine, being part of the funeral. And they, like, dude, Pormanove's mother, okay, the mother of the guy who passed is coming to the defense of these two friends, bro. So that's what she told Daily Mail, that, like, you know, people are talking nonsense and, you know, you shouldn't listen to what they say. The two guys are like great people. We have to do our best to help them as much as possible. They're really great people because Jean, aka the guy who passed, was able to do so much with them. They have values. JP, aka again the guy who passed, was able to do things with them that he wasn't able to do back home. Imagine being the mom, bro.
Nah. Me, I'm gonna defend the mother on this case.
Oh wait, wow.
Because
I understand in the sense that the guy could have just walked away, bro. Honestly speaking, I get it.
No, not even that. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at, as outsiders, we have a very limited window and view of the full situation. Yeah, but people who are on the inside, sometimes they know a little more than we do, and they don't really want to expand on those things, and that can be all the difference. Because it reminds me of, you guys probably don't know since you don't watch football, but do you guys know about or remember the episode of Mason Greenwood, the Manchester United player?
Go Sports. I don't.
Yes,
I don't.
All right, at least Kojo knows. But Tommy, to give you a very, very rough summary and quick summary, and also for the audiences, is basically Greenwood was at the time a very young player, I think 21 or 23 when this happened. But basically, him and his girlfriend got in a fight where it seemed like he physically abused her, because she took a recording of their conversation where he's threatening her, and then she took a picture of herself after and put it up on Twitter where she was bruised. So it appeared as though he had put harm to her. I say appeared because till today, we don't know what actually happened. But due to all of this stuff, his career and brand took a severe hit where he was being investigated by the police. And then the girlfriend's father was interviewed on TV, and he said, this is an unfortunate situation, where people got angry and like, what the hell do you mean this is an unfortunate situation? And then he was more or less defending Mason Greenwood, and people are like, you should be backing your daughter and whatnot. And I was like, for me, that tipped me off of, if the girlfriend's father is doing this, it gives me an impression of, because Greenwood and his girlfriend are high school sweethearts. They dated from the youngest age and they've stayed together. So it gives me the impression of, historically, this has happened before. This is not the first time. Because as a father, you're going to naturally defend your daughter. But if he's not defending his daughter, to me, it means this potentially has happened before, where these guys have a toxic relationship where one of them tends to do something diabolical or stupid when they get upset with the other person. And the family has been through this before, so they know that this is probably one of those situations again. And unfortunately now, it got to the media, it got to the world when they could have taken care of it internally. And what reinforces this suspicion for me, so that was the first suspicion I had when I heard that. Then what reinforced this suspicion was the fact that after the investigation was done, after the player's brand and all of that was ruined, he basically was kicked out of the Manchester United squad, and then he had to go restart his career in another country. His girlfriend joined him in the other country, and then people online are angry, like, oh wow, can't believe we supported her, or she's going back to abuse or things like that. When I'm just like, yeah, you guys don't know the entire situation. The two of them are young. I've seen people in toxic relationships who do similar things where they genuinely care for each other, but the minute one of them does something that upsets or hurts the other, they're like, all they can see is red, where they just want to hurt the other person. And then they're thinking of, what's the worst thing I can do to this person to hurt them and show them that I'm hurt or get my point through. One of those type of things. And if you've ever been in love, especially young love, that doesn't sound crazy, because either A, you've been in that situation where somebody has done that to you, or B, you've been the person doing that to somebody else. Or maybe you've even flirted with the idea of doing that to somebody else. So that's why I'm like, in this situation, if the mother is defending them, then we don't know the whole story. Maybe the dude himself who passed away is an asshole, and things like this have happened before in the friendship where they were doing stuff together, and maybe on past instances it was the son who was the instigator. So she knows that this is how these boys play, this is them rough housing, and then it just got worse than it needed to be. And unfortunately now it's gone to the public, where the public have no idea of the whole background situation, so the public are quick to judge. But she knows she's had instances with these boys where they've done stuff like this before and it didn't get this bad, and unfortunately this one did. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, true. But I mean, for me, how I see it is that it could be for the mom's negligence of, you know, what her son is up to. Granted, he's a grown man, because her disputing the whole claims of like they never mistreated him except for like one occasion. What happens in the live stream is in the live stream, but what happens off stream, you know, is what happens off stream. Sure. But then, like, for her to even like go and praise them for giving him a good life, and then saying, you know, I'm proud of them and I want to thank them for it, I'm not afraid to say it. Cool. Sure, that makes us think like, oh, maybe there's a part of the story that we don't actually know. But then his own sister, right, then said that no, the thing is, there have been many cases where he has admitted to her that he had to endure unacceptable things and, you know, tasks on, well, tasks is a wrong thing, but unacceptable things on the stream, right? And shortly before he passed, he did message his mom saying that like he felt like he's being held hostage and that he was fed up with the streams. You know, so at the moment right now, Kick has banned those two quote unquote friends, you know, as the investigations are continuing. And the platform has also actually cut ties with the French marketing agency as well, over the promoted post that, you know, JP's passing, anyone that's used his likeness for it, will now be pretty much dealt with. So I mean, that's good and all, sure, cool. But then, to Max's point, it leaves the world divided. Yes, there's, we have to ask ourselves, why is the mom like this? Maybe there's something we don't know. But if his own sister's also then saying otherwise, then it's to say that, okay, perhaps the mom just didn't or was not truly aware of all this stuff. I mean, I wouldn't expect, with JP's age, I wouldn't expect his mom to know much about the streaming world and all this. I would probably think that the things that she gets shown are just, clips that fit the algorithm of whatever. I don't think naturally she would be so invested in finding out, because I mean, shit, do our parents even know that we're doing this podcast right now? You feel me?
I just feel like it's one of those situations of where it's like, let's just begin and end at calling this situation a shame, and let's not really cast stones on anyone else, because we don't know them. We don't know the full picture. All we do know is a dude passed away, and if you're somebody who's invested in that dude's life, then mourn or celebrate him and then just leave it at that. And if you're not invested in it, then it's just like, okay, move on with your life. That's, for me, typically, that's how I view public figures' deaths. Because, again, us having a limited view of things, people try to make too many assumptions. Like, don't get me wrong, I get invested in trying to figure out what happened in situations, but I draw the line at death. Other situations, I'm going to theorize because they can still develop, they can still build and whatnot. Once we hit the area of death, that's where I lose most of my interest, because what good is there in speculation? So, because I also try to say this to reinforce the idea of we have a limited view, because I just recently was seeing a YouTube short video about some dude who was walking on school campus. There was a person who tried to play a prank who called 911 saying there was a gunman on campus, and then there happened to be a dude walking on campus with an umbrella, a separate dude who was oblivious, and then somebody took a picture of him and then put it up on Twitter and saying, there's the gunman. And that went viral, where people thought he was the gunman, but it was just an oblivious bystander who's just going on in his life, and he happened to be holding an umbrella. Unfortunately for him, nothing escalated from them. They managed to find out that it was all fake and whatnot before he got involved directly, where maybe people attacked him or the police targeted him or something like that. But mob justice, the people who have no idea what's going on, jumping to conclusions and then stating things and then getting other people riled up, is a dangerous thing. I mean, we also saw it in SA with the whole what was that thing that happened? What was it called, you guys, where there were people who were giving out names of dudes online, and then people were going to lynch these guys? High school. I mean, not high school. No, not T. This is back around COVID, pre-COVID or post-COVID, where basically women were putting up the name of dudes on Twitter of saying this person wronged me, and then there was mobs going out to lynch them, and some were true, others were fake. It was just because a woman was angry or something like that because of something the dude did, and then people are going out there hurting innocent people, and then the police had to release a statement of, please don't take justice into your own hands. There's a proper process and procedure with these things. And then there were dudes who had to stay in their houses or stuff like that because they were scared for their life, because people were outside their apartments or dorms or different things like that, where it's just like the mob getting involved, third party people who don't have a full picture of things get involved, who have just one view of a situation, getting riled up. It's a dangerous thing.
Yeah, it can get you spilled.
Yep. So in this instance, the mother might be onto something, or she might be full of shit.
True.
Either one could be true, or both could be true. We just don't know, but there's no value in hurling stones at her, because what is that going to achieve? Let's just lament the fact that somebody has passed away and think of and learn from the situation of, in the future, if anything of such nature happens again, this time because of past events, we can act much quicker. It's kind of like, have you heard the thing of every rule on a plane exists because of a tragedy behind it?
True. And I guess you can say the same with life.
Yeah, so no value getting angry, getting upset, judging the mother. And also, all of us as humans are flawed ourselves. Because I'm thinking, as a parent, it's a very difficult situation. You cannot be held responsible for everything your child does. They're an individual human being. So if they're up to nonsense themselves, that's their decision to get up to nonsense. Because I'm thinking, if I died today and then people are going to my parents and judging them, I'll be like, nah, my parents had nothing to do with my death and my decisions. Like, let's keep it within the realm. If my parents were directly involved, like telling me you need to do this or you need to do that and then it leads to my death, then yeah, sure, drag them. But if they have nothing to do with it and they just happen to have an opinion on the situation, that's their opinion.
Yeah, there I get you. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have, man. There was some other shit about the whole Roger Jackson thing, but that shit riled me up way too much, bro. Yeah.
I vaguely heard about that.
Damn. Man must just go to prison. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. What are odds? Yeah, that's pretty much me. Kojo, you got anything?
Nah.
Oh yeah, Max?
No, likewise, not really. Just once again hearing random shit. We've got shit about Mr. Beast out here being a jackass as usual. No, not worth talking about him.
Yeah. Jimmy. Comparing being on the Rolling Stones magazine as to being voted annual comedian. He's not funny, Joe. I've been saying this. I've been saying man is not funny. But yeah. Anyways, as long as he gets his just desserts on time.
There was also something else that happened, which he said some cringy shit or did some cringy shit where it's just like, why do we give this guy the time of day?
And why do we actually? Yes, and why do we actually? Hey. By the way, moving on to esports, I don't really have much besides that SKTT1 is dominating currently in the LCK. And that's pretty much all I can give y'all. Kojo, any esports?
Yeah, quite a bit actually.
Oh.
So the Esports World Cup has officially concluded after a month of action. Over the past 3 episodes, I was going through winners of different events. And I have 2 more. So in Rocket League, in first place, we have a team called Carmine Corp. Second place, Geek Esports. And third place, Team Falcons. And then lastly, Street Fighter, which is I actually did follow this one. Very interesting stuff. The first place went to Xiao Hai. Second place was Blaz, 15-year-old. And third place was Lashar. So yeah, that is it for the Esports World Cup. Actually, no, I still have more. Sorry. So that's it for the event. So congratulations to all the winners that we've spoken about over the weeks. Now, the closing ceremony of the Esports World Cup was huge. It totally just, it reinforced the fact that, 2,000 competitors traveled to Saudi Arabia to compete. The club championship winner went to Team Falcons, and Team Falcons is a Saudi team, so you can imagine the hype around that. The closing ceremony was interesting. You had the EWC Global Ambassador and world-class football superstar, that's not me, that's the press release saying that, Cristiano Ronaldo was there. And then you also had the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, MBS, or Mohammed bin Salman. He was also there. So, no, the Esports World Cup is huge, man. It's bringing a lot of money and a lot of recognition to Saudi Arabia. If the Crown Prince is there, then it's a big deal. So yeah, it was an interesting overall esports World Cup. Fun to watch some of the events. And to that end, the Esports World Cup Federation, the Esports World Cup Foundation have announced the Esports Nations Cup. So this one will be players fighting for their countries, not just their clubs, fighting for their countries. Hence the name Esports Nations Cup. So this is what the CEO of the Esports World Cup Foundation said, and I quote, Ralph Reichart said, and I quote, "Nation versus nation competition is the ultimate expression of sport. The ENC, Esports Nations Cup, makes this a reality for esports, giving every fan a flag to rally behind and every player the pride of representing their country. It's a stage to create heroes, inspire the next generation, and together with our partners and stakeholders build the national ecosystems that will accelerate the growth of esports worldwide," end quote. So the inaugural edition will be co-developed with publishers and video game companies Electronic Arts, Krafton, Tencent, and Ubisoft. And the ENC, not ENCA, that's something completely different. The ENC will feature regions: North America, South America, Europe, MENA, Africa, Asia, SCA, and Oceania, Southeast Asia, and Oceania. And they're going to be competing in both team-based and solo player events. The ENC will be hosted every 2 years, and it will debut in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia in November 2026 before moving to a rotating host model. So it'll be interesting to see the Esports Nations Cup and what happens. So that's that for that stuff. Now, episodes ago I spoke about how the Esports Awards was having their 10th anniversary. So they were doing, instead of doing, Esports Player of the Year, Game of the Year, they were doing, Esports Player of the Decade, Game of the Decade, that kind of thing. So let's just go through the winners because it happened. Tommy.
Yes.
What do you think was Esports Game of the Decade?
Apex. Nope. Fortnite.
Really?
I don't know. Call of Duty.
It's League of Legends, Tommy.
Oh, of course.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, Esports Personality of the Decade went to Nate Shot. Streamer of the Decade, which we spoke about. Do you remember the nominees? Well, you remember some of them. Who do you think it went to, Tommy?
This is the one that turns boys into men, eh? Shit. Imperial Hell.
Streamer of the Decade.
Streamer, okay.
We spoke about this anyway.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I'll go through the nominees real quickly. Ninja, Ibai, Shroud, XQC, Pokimane, Howlers, Summit, Tarek, Tyler One, Rivers, Tim the Tatman, Soda, Mortal, Cameo, and Cadro.
Summit. He's an OG.
Good. You're wrong. It went to XQC.
Oh, whack. I mean, shout out to him.
Nah, look, he grinded, man. I'm not gonna lie. He grinds. So, I mean, Summit also grinds, but Okay. Esports Commercial Partner of the Decade went to Intel. Esports Content and Coverage Platform of the Decade went to Liquipedia, which I think was pretty deserved. Esports Publisher of the Decade went to Riot. Esports Live Event of the Decade went to League of Legends Worlds 2017. Even I vaguely remember that one. I remember that one was like crazy. Tommy, this one is 100% for you. Esports PC Player of the Decade.
Fuck, bro. Isu?
Tommy, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking fly over there and kill you.
It's Timmy.
It's fucking Faker, Tommy.
Oh, it's still legal. Okay.
It's not a matter of just league. It's like esports. Anyway.
I think for me, it's because like I know these niggas are busy elsewhere, but I don't know they're including this shit. But bet Faker.
Who do you think would win Player of the Decade? Anyway. Esports Breakthrough Player of the Decade went to Zaiwu. Esports Controller Player of the Decade went to Shotzi, which is crazy. Congrats to him. Esports Player of the Decade went to Koma. Esports On Air Talent of the Decade went to Sjokz. Tommy, I swear to God, if you get this one wrong, who do you think was the esports team of the decade?
SKT-T1.
Yes. Holy shit, you got one right. So yeah, their League of Legends team is the esports team of the decade, and esports organization of the decade went to Team Liquid. So yeah, that's it for my esports news. Congrats to all of the winners. Yeah, I'm done.
Oh wait. Thanks, mate. All right. Max, you got anything?
Nope.
Okay, alrighty. Well, that's going to bring us to the very end of the episode. Listen, guys, if you enjoyed the show, thank you so much for listening thus far. Always appreciate our listeners, each and every one of y'all. You're beautiful. If you haven't already, please shoot a like and a subscribe. It'll be worth your time. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of X2 Skips, the weekly patch notes, brought to you by Tomziri, Kid Kojo, and Max. And stay good, stay frosty, and we'll check you all in the next episode. Okay, bye.